Hey everyone, I'm James.
And I'm Kiele.
We're the coaches here at Fruita BJJ, and today we wanted to talk to you about our upcoming Women's Self-Defense Workshop. Now, a lot of times when people think self-defense workshop for women, they think about things that are going to teach you how to do groin shots or stab someone with your keys, but we're going to take a little bit different approach than that. So what we're going to do is share four subjects that we think are important for women to think about when it comes to self-defense. And so the first of these is going to be why self-defense for women. And so as the subject matter expert here, Kiele, why don't you tell us a little bit about why women need to worry about self-defense and how that might differ from how a man might look at it.
So as women, we typically see ourselves as the caregivers and the nurturers. And in a situation where we would need to use self-defense, we don't usually see ourselves as being the defenders, where we typically think that someone else is going to step in and take care of us in that situation, and that's typically not the case. And it's something that's really important for us to think about and view ourselves as being our own first responders. And we'll go into this more in the workshop, but that's kind of the basis of it.
Yeah, no, one of the things we were talking about when talking about this was how a lot of self-defense stuff is definitely geared and marketed more towards men. And so that might be one of the reasons that women don't resonate with it as much. And so hearing about it from a woman's point of view and why it's important for you as a woman to think about this is something that can change how you look at it. So another thing that we're going to also talk about is the psychology of self-defense, both from a general standpoint and then again also specifically as a woman. So again, what might people look forward to with that?
Well, as a woman, we tend to respond to stressful situations more with an emotional response, and we can get stuck in that and freeze up. And so we want to talk about, it's not about not having a physical response, and it's normal to feel fear and to respond to that. It's just how do you handle yourself in that situation, and we want to give you tools to walk through that.
Yeah, exactly. And like anything else, understanding why something is happening and just kind of the mechanics behind it, because again, that fear response, it's not about not feeling fear, it's about managing fear. Everyone has a physiological and psychological response to fear, and so understanding what that is can help you better understand how to deal with it, which leads us into our next thing that we're going to touch on is, well, how do you build a self-defense mindset? And so again, there's going to be several things that we talk about, but again, one of Kiele's favorite ones is scenarios. So why don't you just kind of touch on that real quick?
Yeah, just, again, as women, we don't think of ourselves as the defenders or personal defenders, so we don't really even think about situations that we might find ourselves in. And that's really important to being able to handle a situation like this in the best way possible. So really visualizing and thinking about what you would do and how you would handle a situation is really important.
Yeah, you don't build that self-defense mindset in the moment. That self-defense mindset is something you build beforehand. And so, again, things like thinking about different situations, some other tools that we'll talk about can definitely help you with that. And then finally, we're going to get down to the 3 Ds of self-defense: detect, diffuse, and then defend. And you'll see that a lot of self-defense actually takes place before you actually need to defend yourself if you do it right. And so the first one, detect, this talks about what we call, or not us, but what's called situational awareness. So why don't you tell us a little bit about situational awareness?
I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like, just being aware of your surroundings and your situation. And that can, right there, if you see something that doesn't look right, just choosing to move on. And that it can be as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next one is diffuse, right? So what happens if you see something and you decide like, well, I need to try and diffuse the situation before it escalates where I need to defend myself. Yeah. So yeah, as a woman, what's some thoughts on that?
What we're doing here is the more you know, the more confident you can be in how to handle that. And so not being a victim in the situation. And so, using words and being confident and precise with those words that you're using is a really good way to diffuse a potentially bad situation.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, defend, right? If you actually do need to defend yourself, we're going to touch on that, the difference between lethal and non-lethal options. and why it's important to have and to train non-lethal options. Even if you do decide to, have a lethal option for defending yourself, having those non-lethal options are extremely important, especially knowing how to defend yourself if you have to, just use your own body, right? Like, what if you don't have any of your tools available? You can carry the best tools, self-defense tools in the world, but if you don't have them on you, are you defenseless? And you shouldn't be. And so we're gonna touch on that and also show you a couple basic things that you can do for some common scenarios that women might face if they do need to defend themselves just with their own body. But I know for you as a woman, especially doing jiu-jitsu, which we're obviously biased towards, is a good training tool, has done a lot for improving your confidence when it comes to your ability to defend yourself if you did need to do that, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just knowing that if particularly a man were to grab me, knowing that I have some solutions to that and I don't need to have all these weapons and tools on me, that I can do some really basic things to get myself out of that situation or put myself into a better situation to be able to respond to it is really empowering. And I think it's important to have that confidence, and it comes across in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, so again, these are all things that we think everyone, but especially women, should think about. We'll be going into more detail on these things in our workshop. And so you can find out more about that on our Facebook page and also on our website at fruitofbjj.com. You can check out, find out more details, RSVP for it. And if you don't see one, we will be having more coming up. So you can also email us at fruitofbjj@gmail.com and find out when we've got more coming up. But yeah, we're really excited to share this information with you. So any final words of wisdom?
No, we're just hope to see you there, and really excited to bring this to our community and help other women here.
Yeah, exactly. So if you or a woman that you know could benefit from this information, one, share this video, and two, let them know about the workshop. We really appreciate it. But yeah, we hope to see you or someone who could benefit from it that you know there.